Greetings, technicians. This is Admin Crow here, your coach of Toronto Star Raptors, bringing you the team builder for Season 1, Week 4 against Braden Brock, coached by Snow Daddy. So in this team builder, I'm just going to be going over some of the sets I'm bringing and breaking down my opponent's team. You should see his entire roster to your right momentarily, and why don't we just jump into the sets right now. So first of all, I have Endeavor. Not Endeavor, but Endeavor. We gotta pronounce that with a Japanese accent, right? Nice My Hero reference once again. The Darmanitan rocking the Life Orb with the moves Superpower, Flare Blitz, Rock Slide, and U-Turn. U-Turn is there for general momentum, and Flare Blitz is for stab, help me hit as much as hard as possible, especially against that Skarmory and Fortress. He doesn't really have a fire type switch-in. And Life Orb is there for additional damage. Superpower is there for the T-Tar, and Rock Slide for everything else. I don't really need a last move on this thing. So going down to the EV spreads, max attack for as much power as possible. I am rocking Adamant Nature. So the reason I'm running Adamant is that I'm not going to be outspeeding. I mean, I can outspeed the Kingdra if I want to, but I'm not going to be staying in against the Kingdra anyways. So the speed here is to set to outrun a Jolly max speed Tyranitar, and everything else I should outspeed anyways. What I meant by that is for Mimikyu and Ambipom, no matter how much speed I invest in, I'm not going to outspeed them anyways. So the rest is just in HP, help me take the hits a little bit better. So jumping onto Totoroki, the Kieran Black, rocking the Electrum Z with the moves Fusion Bolt, Ice Beam, Substitute, and Roost. Substitute and Roost is help me. Sub Roost is basically set up against these bulkier mons such as Umbreon and Tangrowth, and what's the other big one, Lantern, which I think have a really high chance to come in order to take advantage, or I guess as a counter to my Tapu Koko. However, though, I am packing the ability Terravolt, so I can hit that thing up with a Fusion Bolt, Electrum Z hit Fusion Bolt, ignoring the Bolt Absorb ability, which is something I really want to try out in this season. And Ice Beaming just for the Tangrowth, basically like everything that resists a Fusion Bolt. I'm pretty sure Tangrowth is the only mon on his team that can, actually switch into a Fusion Bolt. So yeah, jumping on to the next mon, Tapu Koko, the Kaminari. Nice, another My Hero reference. Obviously, the My Hero team is here, minus Kurogiri. Obviously, I opt not to bring the Kofak. You'll see a little bit later what I have to patch up the hyper offensive team I'm bringing this week. So the Tapu Koko is rocking a terrain extender. In case you guys don't know what it does, it basically acts as a smooth rock for sand, but instead it's for terrain. So it extends my terrain turns to 8 turns instead of 5. I don't really need the power on Koko this week. He doesn't really have an electric type switching. He doesn't have a ground type, and if he brings a Lantern, I'm just going to be clicking U-Turn. That's why I have both Volt Switching and U-Turn. And my other two moves are just the obvious Dazzling Gleam and T-Bolt. T-Bolt is there for damage once I get rid of the Lantern, and Dazzling Gleam is mainly there for T-Tar. And coming down to the EVs, I am packing a Timid Nature because I need Tim to run Tim in order to outspeed an Ambipom. So this is actually, I think, the first week I brought a Timid Koko over a modest one, and just the rest in max. I guess max special attack and the rest in HP. Pretty straightforward there. So the role of Koko this week is just to help me bring momentum and just to support the team with the electric terrain. As you can see before, I already brought Totoroki, the Kieran Black, that can abuse the terrain, and you can probably already see up there I am bringing the Halucha as well to take advantage of Koko's terrain. And coming up we have Gungnir the Celesteela, packing the Ipapa Berry. I don't really need an item on this, and I can't run a Z move because I already have it on Kieran this week. It's basically another autonomized setup variant, packing the flash cannon, energy ball, and flamethrower. Energy ball is there mainly for the lantern, and flash cannon is for both of his fairies, Mimikyu and Sylveon, and also his Mega Tyranitar. Flamethrower is there for the Skarm and Fortress mainly, and also Tangrowth. So I think if I find the right opportunity to set up, the Celesteela set can definitely put in a lot of work. Coming down to the EVs is pretty straightforward as well. I am packing a Modest Nature. I believe I set it to outspeed a +1 T-Tar, so it's sort of like an emergency button because I know I can take one hit from the T-Tar, even he's at +1, and then just set up Autonomize and maybe KO him back with a Flash Cannon on the following turn. So the rest, I do have a max special attack as well, just to help me hit as hard as I can with the Modest Nature, and the rest is just in HP. Pretty straightforward there as well. So next up we have Hawkeye the Halucha. I am bringing this for the first time. I just made the transaction last week, packing the Unburden obviously with the Electric Seed to pair with Coco, and the moves are Acrobatics, Swords Dance, Substitute, and Dream Punch. Very standard there as well. I am opting against the high jump kick simply because there is the potential of him bringing Mimikyu. I don't want to crash and take a lot of damage. Plus Dream Punch couples up nicely with Substitute. I can see myself setting up a sub against a lot of his potential brings, especially the bulkier walls such as Fortress, Tangrowth, even Umbreon or Skarmory if he's not packing the Brave Bird. So the EVs are just max attack with Adamant Nature because I outspeed everything at +2 anyways, and just the rest in HP with a little bit of defense to help me take the Shadow Sneak a little bit better from the Mimikyu prior to setup. If I have to bring this thing once again, you know, after somehow I get forced out after my Unburden is being triggered. So basically after my Electricity is being used up, I can take the Shadow Sneak a little bit better. And aside from that, the rest of the sets are pretty straightforward as well. So the glue of this hyper offensive team this week is the P2. So some of his bigger threats that I'm looking at are potential Dragon Dancing Kingdra and Hyper Voice coming from not Vaporeon, Sylveon. And since I can't really check Dragon Dancing T-Tar all that well, I do have Halucha for it. P2 is not, that's not P2's main job. And let me just go over the sets real quick. Obviously I do have the Eviolite with the ability Trace, packing the move Trial Attack, Recover, Discharge, and Substitute. Substitute is once again, this is my third Substitute Mon that I'm bringing this week, just because he has so many fat walls that gives me the opportunity to set up a sub. And he doesn't really have a good answer for P2 outside of Pangoro, but as you can see, almost all of my other mons can track Pangoro in a way. So I'm not really concerned about that. And if he doesn't bring Pangoro, P2 just hard walls a lot of his members. So the Trial Attack is the same idea as what I brought week 1. If he brings that Sylveon, I can trace that Pixelate and go for a Pixelate boosted Trial Attack for the Pangoro. When he thinks that he can switch in safely and force out my P2, I can just catch him off guard. Recover just for general reliable recovery, and Discharge is there for potential peril on the DD T-Tar and the DD Kingdra. Sub, once again, I already went over it, just to take advantage of his fat walls if he is trying to play a more passive game against me. The EV spreads, I don't really have a explanation behind it actually. I just packed a lot of defense and HP and a little bit of special defense. I try to even out my defense and special defense, just so that I can take hits better from both the physical side and the special side. 4 points in special attack, and I'm more afraid of the DD Kingdra and than anything. That's why I do have a little bit more defense than special defense. And packing a bold nature, obviously, that's pretty standard there as well. So yeah, that's gonna be the builder for this week. I'm actually gonna be playing Snow Daddy in just 2 to 3 minutes. That's why I'm kind of rushing this builder. So hope you guys enjoy this one, and you can look forward to the match that should be going up a day or two after this one. So that's gonna be it from me. I guess I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, technicians.